Hey, I'm Steven. I'm a filmmaker based in Auckland, New Zealand. 2 weeks ago, I made probably the biggest and hardest decision of my life. I quit my full-time job as a kindergarten teacher to try to build a creative life and career through filmmaking and content creation. It actually took me 10 years to work my way up, becoming a fully registered early childhood teacher in New Zealand. And I've learned and grown so much as a kayaker alongside hundreds of tamariki I got to look after in the past couple of years. But I've always had this dream of living a creative life through content creation. And I think it's finally time for me to actually give it a go. I want to rewind a bit and share some of my creative history here with you guys. Ever since I came to New Zealand to study back in 2017, I've always had this pull toward documenting my life and experience here through videos. And over the years, I've pretty much tried everything. Vlogging in Mandarin, vlogging in English, food content, gym content, travel content, and sometimes even silly, funny videos for social channels. But looking back, I didn't really know how to create a good story, and I was just trying to copy whatever Casey Neistat was doing without understanding what actually made his content work, which is storytelling. For me, I was literally just stitching whatever I filmed with my iPhone together and called them my stories. By 2023, I thought I was ready. I was gonna give it a go, and so I quit my job, bought myself a Sony a7 IV and a 24-70 G Master lens, and just went all in. That ended up failing dramatically and ended up being probably the darkest time of my life, because I remember at one point I've only got $400 in my bank account and I couldn't even pay my rent on time. And that's not even the worst part. The worst part was during that entire year, I've only created, I think, less than 10 videos, and I think most of them got less than 100 views or something, which was super frustrating, especially for someone like me who's trying to make a career out of it and trying to make a living out of it. So I went back to my comfort zone, got myself a teaching job at kindergarten. Later on, I properly discovered cinematic contents and filmmaking, and I absolutely fell in love with them. The problem was back then I still didn't have enough knowledge or the skills to be able to create the work that actually matched my taste. I was still actually filming everything in automatic mode with my professional Sony camera. So for the last 2 years while I was working full-time again, I actually spent every spare hour learning, practicing, posting, reflecting, and just trying to get better. I watched a ton of YouTube tutorials. I started filming cinematic street videography pieces and posting them on social media so I can get some feedback. I invested all my money into courses and the gears that I actually need. I would like to pause a minute here and give a huge shout out to my favorite filmmaker and YouTuber, Danny for showing us filmmaking isn't just about capturing the most beautiful frames and pictures, but also is about being kind and keep growing and learning. Thank you, Danny. And that's exactly why I'm reactivating this YouTube channel to document my journey of becoming a better filmmaker and building a career around it. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I'm an expert or I've had it all figured out, and I'm definitely not here to teach you the secret to anything, because after failing dramatically at this once already, I don't think there's any secret other than just keep practicing and keep doing the work. For years and years, I wrote learning stories for the kids I used to look after in my classroom, documenting how they were growing. And I guess this channel is me finally doing the same thing to myself, just through filmmaking. So here's what you can actually expect from this channel moving forward. You'll see the short films I create, you'll see me sharing my client works, you will see the behind the scenes of all that. You'll also see me building Studio Forge, which is my production company here in Auckland, New Zealand. You'll see me trying new techniques, trying new gears, probably just getting a lot of things wrong before I get them right. And sometimes it will just be me talking to the camera about whatever I'm figuring out at that point. So if you're building something creative too, or trying to make a life that actually feels like yours, I'm glad you're here. Stick around and let's figure this out together. We'll see where life takes us next. See you next time. Take care of yourself.